An important part of becoming an adult is learning to stand up for yourself and maintain your convictions. In the story you're about to read, The Rise to the Streets of Memphis, Richard Wright recalls an episode of his early childhood when he was threatened by a neighborhood gang. Hi, and welcome back. The Rise to the Streets of Memphis. Objectives: literary analysis, autobiography, reading skill, identify cause and effect. Introduction to the story The Rise to the Streets of Memphis. Literary analysis, autobiography. An autobiography is the story of a person's life, written by that person. Writers of autobiographies generally use the same narrative techniques that are found in fiction. This makes the events they relate come to life for the reader. As you read The Rise to the Streets of Memphis, notice how Richard Wright employs these and other narrative techniques, describes the conflict he faced, builds suspense as events reach a climax, uses realistic dialogue to reveal events and personalities. Writers of autobiographies often explain the cause and effect. Reading skill: identify the cause and effect. For example, to describe the magnitude of his hunger, Wright explains, "The hunger I had known before this had made me beg constantly for bread. But this new hunger baffled me, scared me." As you read Wright's autobiography, jot down the cause and effect relationship he points out. You may use a chart like the following. For example, in cause we have the father leaves. What effect does this have on his family? That the family is now without food. The Rise to the Streets of Memphis. This short story is about a boy named Richard who lives in Memphis with his family. One day he tells his mother that he is very hungry, and she replies by saying that there is no food. He has to either be beaten at his home by his mom or stick up for himself against the boys. The author: the son of a sharecropper and a teacher, Richard Wright grew up in poverty in the South. Because his family moved often and his mother became ill, Wright attended school irregularly. He dropped out of high school after only a few weeks and then traveled the country working at odd jobs. Brilliant but troubled, he read widely. He also wrote powerful stories that earned him respect and recognition. French citizenship. After establishing himself as a writer with the success of his novel's native son, Wright moved to France in 1947 to get away from the racism he had experienced in the United States. He settled in Paris and became a French citizen, continuing to write until his death. Background: Memphis in the early 1900s. This excerpt from Wright's autobiography, Black Boy, deals with a time when Wright was living in a tenement in Memphis, Tennessee. In the early 1900s, African Americans experienced harsh economic conditions in Memphis and other cities throughout the South. Federal welfare efforts such as subsidized housing, food stamps, and aid to dependent children did not exist. Most of the jobs available to black men and women paid very low wages. Like Wright's mother, many black women work as poorly paid domestic servants. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye!